Take your first step into EVE Frontier, a bold new chapter in the EVE universe. We'll pull back the curtain on the setting, the big ideas, and the vision driving this exciting new adventure. Please put your hands together for CCP Overload, CCP Goodfella, and CCP Jötunn.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful. It's so lovely to see all of you. I am CCP Jötunn. Thank you for coming to the EVE Frontier Keynote. As per EVE Frontier tradition, we were finishing this thing about 15 minutes ago, so we'll see how it goes. There's plenty of room up front. If you don't have anywhere to sit, please move on this way. Awesome, I should take these off. My God. They're Polaroid sunglasses. All right, so, hello. I'm CCP Jötunn. I'm the community developer for EVE Frontier. We're excited to have you guys here today. We've not been at Fanfest before, so this is new for us. We're going to talk through some things today. It's very exciting. This should be for people who are Frontier players, people who are Frontier curious, our lovely friends in the media, and all Frontier adjacent people. The hope with this presentation is that we want to answer some questions, answer a lot of questions, but also ask many more, and then leave those unanswered for the sake of mystique. We want to talk about where we've been, where we're at right now, and where we're going out into the future. So, what the fuck is Frontier actually? I'm glad you asked, but first of all, I do the question asking, calm down. Frontier is a massively moddable, multiplayer, online, space, survival, horror, role-playing game. What does any of this mean? Well, what it means is that the Frontier is a house built on a graveyard. It's the echo of a death rattle of something that died and turned to dust so long ago that none remain who were there to ever hear it. It's a tomb, mysterious and cryptic, filled with peril and riches in equal measure. It is a galaxy that has consumed far greater civilizations than yours and will do so again. You are a speck of life that exists for a moment to scratch and claw together something that resembles a society, but the mountains you climb are made of corpses, and the oceans you cross are stained with blood. If you have the strength to survive, you'll be rewarded with power and authority beyond your wildest imagination. But if you slip and fall, you will join the endless multitudes of screaming dead who have gone before you. Whatever decisions you make, both they and their consequences are solely yours. Wealth, power, death, despair. For the purpose of this thing, we're doing Founder Access right now, which is this is my baby. Don't let them tell you that this is CCP Goodfella's baby, it's mine. We're excited to get our community more involved in the process of developing a game. We want to get people as close to the development process as possible. And we're doing that through Founder Access, where people can get involved. They can have one-on-one conversations with developers. They can pitch ideas. Not all of them are great, but a lot of them are. And they can it's a very chill atmosphere. The whole purpose of this is to bring people as close as possible to that development process. So founders get, unique cosmetics, game time, that sort of thing, but they also get a host of other benefits, including the aforementioned co-development. They get engaging streams, including a lot of sound issues. They get direct developer feedback from some of the finest minds in the business. Don't read that one, by the way. And of course, most importantly, they get pictures of my cat. And isn't she great? And so much more. We're going to talk to you a lot today about what you're going to see. You're going to hear from CCP Goodfella and CCP Overload here in just a moment. But before then, I want to show you this next video that was a collaboration between us, a lot of players who submitted footage, and of course our sound mastermind, CCP Rolls. Please enjoy.
work to meet a wolf Karuda.
He's still here. Is it Zeus landing?
Yeah, he's trying to take out my other answer before it can work.
I mean, it's pretty fucking cool, right? All right, I am pleased to now introduce to you and invite onto the stage our game director, CCP Goodfella, and our product manager, CCP Overload.
Hello.
Get a button.
Hi, everyone. It's exciting to see you all here today. I think it's some sort of cruel and unusual punishment to have presentations the morning after the pub crawl, but yet you're all here. It's lovely to see you all. I am CCP Overload. I'm the product manager.
And I'm CCP Goodfella, game director on eFrontier.
So, we create virtual worlds more meaningful than real life. I'm not quite at the point where I'm quoting myself like Hilmar, but I'm not above putting pictures of myself in presentations. It's a lofty goal, but what does it mean? What makes a virtual world meaningful? So to understand where we're going, we first have to understand where we've come from. For many of us, the relationships that we make in virtual worlds have intense meaning. The friendships, the elation of a hard-fought victory, the hit of a crushing defeat, or maybe even the laughter when something goes awry. All of these contribute to our sense of belonging. For many others, being able to point at an event in the long history and say, I was there, invokes a deep feeling of pride when achieving something greater than the sum of the individuals. Never let anyone tell you that these experiences are anything less than real. There is no such thing as an artificial experience. We see this in action all the time. 70% of EVE Online players report having made a friend as the result of playing EVE. Many of us here, myself included, look forward to Fanfest, not only for hearing about cool upcoming things, but to reunite with friends or finally put a face to a familiar voice. How many of you are familiar with this area of space? Another thing that makes virtual worlds meaningful is the development of unique cultures. ProviBlock and their not read, don't shoot policy developed not because of the rules of the game, but despite them. And in doing so, they developed a unique culture in New Eden, which lasted for 19 years. It's longer than some real sovereign nations. We are building civilization here. It is the essential ingredient for a society. This is a quote from Aralis, once the leader of ProviBlock. He's talking about a digital civilization in a virtual world. Of course, this wouldn't have been possible without the hordes of third-party developers building tools, platforms, systems, libraries, all to facilitate these unique cultures. The read-only ESI has around 2,400 active applications, generating approximately 350,000 requests per minute, all to support you building your digital civilizations. You can even see the original ProviBlock kill-on-site checker from when they exceeded the limits of how many people the game would actually allow them to set red. So I think it's fair to say that EVE Online is built upon third-party development. A city made of wood is built in the forest. A city made of stone is built in the mountains. A city made of dreams is built in heaven. This is a quote from way back in the development of EVE Online when we were setting out the foundations of the lore. And I think it's quite appropriate when we start talking about eFrontier and EVE Online. What we aspire to do is build a new game in the EVE universe. And using the city analogy, if EVE Online is like Rome, built using the technology of the time. What we're looking to do now is create New York. We're just starting to build New York. From small beginnings come the biggest things. We don't want to lose the character of Rome by trying to build them both in one. We would then gain a compromised New York. We want to make them two distinct cities.
I need your clicker, CCP.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so inspired by EVE Online, as CCP Overload was talking about, inspired by the EVE community and inspired by the wider EVE universe, we have been creating EVE Frontier. And today, we want to give you insight into where we are now and where we are heading in the future. Or like CCP Jötunn said before, what the fuck is EVE Frontier? These are the three pillars of EVE Frontier, the pillars that we are aligning all of our development effort towards. We want EVE Frontier to be grounded in science because it makes for an intuitive and immersive experience. We want EVE Frontier to be a cruel survival experience, an experience of mastery and mythical adventures. And we want the players of EVE Frontier to be building a broken world. And then in the long term, what we are trying to create is the ultimate moddable space MMO. And as you, EVE Frontier at the core is all about survival. You build your base in space in this massive universe. Your skill in piloting a ship matters in this dark, hostile world. And literally everything is at stake in Frontier's hellscape. And as you play EVE Frontier in the future, these are the features you will encounter, these are the experiences you will see as you play Frontier. It's a massive universe. We have an active character progression. EVE Vault is your ability to interact with EVE Frontier on the go. We have an open source engine, immersive space visuals, a spaceship survival simulator, an open economy, micro and macro camera and controls, an active mining experience, a dark forest type of detection, stealth and exploration gameplay, a deadly Leviathan world bosses, dynamic feral ecosystem, dark forest combat, topological ship fitting, stunning spaceships, a great third-party development environment, realistic physics engine and immersive in-game events. All of this comes together into the EVE Frontier experience in the future. Now, we are not there yet, and we will continue to develop the game over time. And that's what we've been doing. We have been developing over time as much out in the open as possible, because we firmly believe that getting feedback as early as possible is by far the best way to create a good experience. And we started in December 22 when we said hello to the world. This is what we've been cooking. And since then, we've been developing in these phases. And over to you, CCP Overload, to tell us how super well Phase 4 went.
Yeah, so as CCP Goodfella mentioned, we've been doing these phases. Phase 4 in September 24, it was a big one for us. We just completed a monumental upgrade of the Carbon engine from stackless Python 2.7 to vanilla Python 3.12. That's 1.5 more Pythons, I believe. This was 4 million lines of code in Python and 1 million lines of C++ code, a multi-year project. We were also in Phase 4 running for the first time on a fully cloud-native server environment, meaning we could scale horizontally, essentially limitlessly. So, with hope in our hearts and a glint in our eyes, we opened the door, and thousands of you logged in over the first couple of minutes. And then it all started kind of going wrong. Turns out a few thousand players will break things that we wouldn't have even thought of, and you do it all very quickly. This is just a 5-hour window that we're looking at right now. If we zoom out a bit, you can see it was a little bit chaotic. Yeah, chaotic is probably the politest way to describe this. You think daily downtime is annoying? How about hourly downtime? But every crash helped us pinpoint exactly where we needed improvements. Network code, memory handling, scheduling systems, all were strengthened after every issue. And amazingly, despite this horrendous experience, people were continuing to log in and play.
This is a survival game, as you can see.
So, we took a month and we relaunched Phase 4, and I'm pleased to announce that thanks to the work over this period, we've now shifted away from hourly downtime, not to daily downtimes, not even weekly downtimes. The longest we've run eFrontier without a downtime right now is over 3 weeks. Stability means longer sessions, less frustration, and better immersion. And it's your continued participation and feedback which helps us shape the next phases of our development.
I have a clicker now.
You have a, oh,
Yes. Upgrade.
I thought I had the power.
Okay, so in December, we launched Founder Access. This is the time we went always on. In my notes, it says now just this is CCP Jötunn's baby, but I remember what I was going to say. But this was the time when we wanted to really build out the founders of Frontier. The people like CCP Jötunn was talking about that enjoy the journey of seeing something come to life. People also that enjoy being in a community of like-minded people that are exploring this massive universe and all of the mysteries of Frontier. Speaking of universe, over to you, CCP Overload.
Yeah, so the universe of Frontier. Sticking closely to our grounded in science product pillar, and with our 2 tame astrophysicists, we set out to simulate a galaxy with over 120,000 star systems centered around 3 hypermassive black holes. Currently, eFrontier is live with a reduced version of this, a mere 22,000 star systems. This hasn't stopped the riders of the Frontier galaxy beginning to colonize this world. In this player-built mapping tool that we're looking at now, the orange lines that you can see are player-constructed stargates forming highways around a disconnected galaxy. And we can hear more about this universe from CCP Relativistic.
To bring Frontier's universe to life, we focused on ensuring that different regions of the galaxy offer distinct visual styles, structures, and gameplay opportunities. In order to achieve this, we have taken 2 main steps. An end-body simulation which determines the spatial distribution of the solar systems of the galaxy. This simulation smashes 3 galaxies together and gives us a unique and interesting galaxy structure where 3 supermassive black holes dance around its center. The second one are the astrophysically inspired procedural generation rules, which fill our vast galaxy with celestials, infrastructure, and content. These rules leverage the simulation outcome to achieve variety in solar system structures. While all the stars in our simulation are described by the same set of attributes, each one features a distinct combination of values which informs the procedural generation of the contents within the solar system of that star. These generated attributes can then feed into gameplay systems such as resource and NPC distributions to make the world feel alive and filled with diverse, visually unique locations that each offer distinct challenges and opportunities for exploration, fighting, or building your base.
It's not just the physical creation of the universe that we are simulating. We're simulating thousands of years of human history in a way that responds to the physics simulations and keeps the macro-level history consistent while letting details change. The ancient civilizations whose ruins now crumble and rot across the galaxy leave untold relics and mysteries yet to be discovered. Underpinning eFrontier is the carbon engine. There should be a carbon engine. Is this the carbon engine? No, we'll go back one. There's normally a logo of the carbon engine. As mentioned earlier, we recently upgraded the carbon engine from stackless Python 2.7 to vanilla Python 3.12. Bringing 15 years of upgrades into a code base as large as Carbon was a massive task, but has allowed us to significantly accelerate individual developer velocity, allowing them to spend less time fighting the systems and more time building out exciting and beautiful content. This Python upgrade will be making its way to EVE Online later this year. For more in increasing developer velocity, let's hear from CCP Maximum Cats.
A key part of Frontier is its visual direction. We are descending into a mythical space wasteland where ruins of ancient civilizations stand vigil, baked in radiation. To give justice to this realm, we are updating our graphical capabilities across the board, from shaders through lighting to new post-processing techniques. Sense of scale, cutting-edge sci-fi, and deep immersion are fundamental aspects of the Frontier experience. At its core sit the ships, awe-inspiring starfaring beasts and a testament to limits pushed in artistry and fidelity. This is supported by a new asset creation pipeline, which ensures that the quality of models and textures is upheld in even the most intimate encounters. In this pursuit, a range of external tools is employed, where we research and develop a selection of bespoke solutions, which are then implemented and refined in the Carbon engine.
Our new tooling systems allow designers and artists to place and fill volumes with ease. They can add generative detail for easy scaling of assets without any loss of fidelity. They gain the ability to plan out sites with a sketch in space. And of course, they can easily make changes to existing designs and see it update in real time, all in well-supported industry-standard software. Once they are complete, thanks to the Carbon conduit, importing this into the client is as simple as clicking a button. All these improvements to the Carbon platform will help make the Frontier universe more visually stunning, detailed, and immersive than ever before, bringing atmospheric effects like dense fog and real-time ray tracing shadows into the client, giving artists and designers further ways to express their vision. Of course, let's not forget the audio. With a new spatial audio system enabling greater immersion into the soundscape, you'll want to keep sound fully on in Eve Frontier. Also, as part of our commitment to open sourcing the Carbon engine, we've made our first step in this direction by fully open sourcing our spatial audio technology. This slide is already out of date because they went and released another module after I made this slide like a week ago. So thanks, platform. This work is fundamental in laying out foundations which will benefit Eve Frontier and Eve Online for the decades to come, taking us further along our journey towards fully open sourcing the Carbon engine and towards Eve forever.
Okay, so now you have seen where we are heading with it, and you'll continue to see more of that. But before we show you what we have been cooking lately and what is upcoming into the game, we want to show you a video to kind of set the tone for the future. Let's fucking go. eFrontier is not for the faint of heart. So if you were afraid watching this trailer, like CCP Jötunn is always, then the eFrontier is not for you. But when you play eFrontier, your mission is to rebuild civilization. The best way to do that on the frontier is to use smart assemblies. This is our take, our moddable, flexible take on base building. So to give you more insight, we have a video here from CCP Lookup.
Players build for different reasons, so we've designed assemblies to reflect exactly that. Whether you're a lone explorer, a community leader, or an industrial mastermind, Frontier's assembly system supports your playstyle. At its core, your assembly is a refuge, a safe haven to rest, recover, and breathe after a hard day's journey. For settlers and communities, assemblies become vibrant villages, shared spaces equipped with amenities where you can relax, trade, and bond with your tribe. For industrialists, it's all about scale and efficiency, designing expansive factory networks, optimizing logistics, and driving the player-powered economy. Your designs and decisions literally shape the universe.
But remember, Frontier remains a survival game. Every assembly you build must be maintained and defended, from roaming packs of feral drones to opportunistic players looking for their next big score. What truly sets Frontier apart is our customizable logic for structures. Players have surprised us time and again, transforming simple storage containers into interactive vending machines, or build elaborate, fully functioning King of the Hill arenas, complete with enrollment systems and live score tracking. Every week, our community astonishes us with new ingenious creations, and we can't wait to see what happens when even more players get their hands on it. At the core of your base is the network node. As a hub, it provides these centralized points of control for your base and all active structures in it, powering them and allowing detailed management of the resources in your base. Managing your base on industry systems is intuitive with a totally reworked user interface. The interface is modular, allowing customization and expansion to suit your needs. Moving all manufacturing away from stations and into your own constructible base building structures emphasizes our commitment to deliver a survival experience. Our intention is that stations will become town squares where everyone brings their products to trade and not where they are safely made. From a small portable refinery and your first simple manufacturing setup to a complex automated industrial hub featuring crude lifts, defenses, automated storage, and manufacturing. These are all steps along the journey to building the infrastructure backbone of the frontier itself. Speaking of construction, virtual worlds have long explored how various forms of matter, such as minerals, can be transformed into other forms of matter, like spaceships. This process, seen in games from EVE Online to Minecraft, is typically governed by blueprints or recipes, sometimes influenced by time, waste, or probabilistic outcomes. In eFrontier, we take this further by introducing energy as a core concept, bringing the world closer to E equals mc squared holding true. By embedding the laws of thermodynamics where energy is conserved and entropy is maximized, we establish a foundation that allows for greater freedom and innovation in the world's evolution. Virtual worlds have progressed eons in just a few decades, and we believe their continued evolution should increasingly be governed by a set of immutable principles, much like our material world, and we collectively call these digital physics. All entities on the frontier are beholden to these digital physics of the world itself. All game activity exists upon these immutable digital laws. Through the use of cryptographic technologies and techniques, these digital laws are not merely theoretical. Much like the real laws of physics, they are provably and consistently enforced upon all entities and interactions within the world forever. The energy derived from fuel is the lifeblood of your endeavors. Every movement, every action, every construction consumes energy. Fuel products are refined from crude matter extracted from the enigmatic rifts scattered across the galaxy. Managing your energy isn't just strategy, it's survival. Heat brings real consequences to your decisions. Inspired by thermodynamics, Frontier introduces a temperature system where your actions and the environment around you directly influence your ship's heat levels. The space environment can make cooling challenging, forcing you to strategically manage your heat to avoid vulnerability. Scanners can detect heat signatures, meaning a ship overheating or a large active base is an easy target, visible across vast distances to both other players and hostile feral drones. Conversely, maintaining low heat will let you hide effectively, introducing strategic depth to stealth and reconnaissance. In Frontier, the ability to effectively mask your heat signature could be the difference between life and death. Occlusion, too, plays a significant role, adding major gameplay implications and transforming how you perceive and navigate the universe. It creates a more intimate, personal experience. You're not commanding fleets remotely, you are piloting your own ship, directly engaged in your destiny. The age-old tactics of overwhelming opponents by sheer numbers, known as N+1, is obsolete. Success in Frontier comes down to skillful heat management, clever navigation, and strategic use of environmental cover. Frontier's navigation layer emphasizes information asymmetry. You only perceive what your immediate environment reveals. Rather than omniscient maps, your awareness relies on careful observation and tactical exploration. This limited visibility shapes every decision, creating suspenseful encounters and rewarding strategic positioning. Welcome to a universe where your decisions generate tangible impact and strategic depth, challenging you to survive, thrive, and dominate. Of course, in Frontier, the universe isn't just waiting for players, it's actively evolving around you. We made major changes to our physics engine, bringing it more real time. And we're up to 4 Hertz tick rate right now, and we have the occlusion-based feature where if you want to shoot at something and it goes behind something else, you can no longer hit it. It sounds simple, but it's a massive gameplay-changing thing. One of the other key ways that this is happening is through dynamic sites. Locations crafted by NPCs that grow, thrive, or even fail as you explore. Each site emerges organically, driven by the Frontier's inhabitants. As players discover these locations, they find them being actively constructed and expanded over time, creating a sense of a truly living universe. For more, we go to CCP Bruder.
These dynamic sites aren't just set dressing. They're interactive and destructible. Players face a compelling choice. Nurture the site patiently for maximum rewards, or raid it early for immediate gain. Allowing a site to fully mature can yield far greater rewards, providing strong incentive for nearby players to defend and nurture it. But these aren't without risk. Roaming NPCs can influence or even destroy these developing sites, adding yet another unpredictable element to Frontier's dynamic environments. And occasionally, a jackpot variant might emerge, offering exceptional resources and loot for those brave enough to secure it. As these sites approach full maturity, their economic value rises significantly. Becoming prized sources of passive income, this economic potential naturally drives player conflict, encouraging players and tribes to risk their hardware to either secure and protect a profitable site, or deny rivals access to valuable resources.
In this new dynamic content, reducing the NPC presence at a site lowers its productivity, while unexpected states, such as infestation by feral drones, introduces additional layers of complexity. Cleansing an infestation does not guarantee a full return to operation, adding another strategic consideration for players. This system is just at the beginning. Our first iteration will establish the core mechanics, with significant plans to evolve complexity and depth as Frontier grows. We're eager to see how your strategies shape, exploit, and adapt to this ever-evolving landscape. Now, we've seen for many years, the part of the game built by us is just a small portion of the world. It extends out in all directions to include things like art, media, stories, meaningful contributions to charities and science across the world, and of course, through third-party development. Governed by verifiable digital physics, EveNet introduces a persistent and unchangeable foundation beneath everything players build. Think back to Proviblock. They could automate the very Stargate network of their space to follow the rules of their digital civilization. They could build out defenses that respect and protect the not read, don't shoot system totally autonomously. And you could see that, verify that, and you could trust that. At its heart, EveNet is a persistent, verifiable layer of reality that lives beyond any single server. Everything you build, your structures, your mods, your identity, is written on chain. It lives inside the network itself, a shared source of truth in a world that remembers. With constraints come creativity. Our current crop of builders have been innovating on top of EveNet and building tools that bring the frontier to life. The creativity on show continues to amaze and astound us. Wherever your motivation, there is something to be built. Earlier this week, we saw our third hackathon building on top of the World API and the new pod system. In this, we saw teams developing ideas such as automated group visa systems, an in-client link to a Unity game engine responding to actions within the frontier, and a mapping system that was able to verify who first discovered that star system. There's still a lot to be done, and we're excited for the journey ahead and to invite you to join us on it. The Frontier team continues to work hard to bring you these new and exciting features as we aim to craft the ultimate sci-fi experience. This is just a couple of things now that we are moving into pre-production, taking these for development later this year, and we'll continue to keep founders updated throughout this year with streams and interaction with them. For more, so we're going to have topological fitting, signature and scanning, character progression in a mining overhaul. We're going to continue to develop on our new sites and content. The early experience update, we're going to continue to iterate in base building, and we're going to continue to update the UI and the control system. However, for more on the long-term creative vision, let me invite our creative director, CCP Maximum Cat, to the stage.
So, hello. So what do we have? We have a hypothesis. It's a hypothesis for a next-generation virtual world. This hypothesis is shaped by a lot of time. It's shaped by over 20 years of discovery without experience. We live online. And we call it a virtual world specifically because at this point, it goes a little bit beyond what we could call just a computer game. It's a world that is developed by its inhabitants and in real time, within a framework of consistent digital physics, and all while, as you could see, drowning in this crushing atmosphere of an unforgiving sci-fi experience. It's an experience of a descent into this ancient world of decaying ruins, lost technologies, and these Lovecraftian madness-inducing mysteries, with this deep sense of vast forces moving, deep under the surface beyond what are the limits of human comprehension. It is a haunted world. It is haunted by a machine shadow of extinct humanity. This shadow reacts violently to the missteps of whoever is trespassing at the feet of its towering hostile leviathans. And it is on us to create its foundations, the survival mechanics, the ship simulation, the audiovisual immersion, and the vast star systems, and all of these foundations that are necessary to make it fair, extendable by the builders, and importantly, unsolvable. It needs to be unsolvable to an extent where the only way for its inhabitants to avoid destruction is to do the rest of it, is to mod their way out of it, equipped with the programming building blocks of this post-apocalyptic software engineering simulation. Here, humanity has already lost, and if it is to be reborn, it is only if they will find the ingenuity to do so. And as they do, they are bringing to it much more than we can ever conceive. bounty systems, logistic systems, intelligence systems, governance, mission systems, secret assassin clubs, automated mining operations, banks, militarized insurance companies, competing security systems driven by third-party reputation systems, completely decentralized market systems with fully realized player-built mechanics, such as mechanics for acquisitions of stock for these market systems through missions for individual players. Wild drone spillover from inter-player algorithmic warfare, which creates NPC landscape that we could never, ever create it ourselves. And if anything that we saw from our previous hackathons, entire games within a game and probably games inside of those games as well. And not my slide. And inside of this tangle of individual and collective interests, there is room for you to be many things. But ultimately, you are a survival machine. You are managing the survival of your craft, your body, your mind, your base, your tribe, against the pressures of a hyper-hostile techno-barbarian hellscape, with features like heat management, subsystems damage, positional feeding, infections, and many more that we will provide, forcing you to plan and over-prepare for every expedition into the dark, and only to succumb inevitably. Because this is a world where even if you will find a tribe of your own after making your way to one of these ancient lost cities that are scattered across this universe, even equipped with the furthest possibilities of exotic post-human sci-fi technology, you will have to run. You will have to run and hide, because this is the world that you are not ready for, and you are not ready for what it will become. It's a direct challenge in a way. This is what at one point we were describing this as a spicy wings challenge of a game. This is what it is. This is the ultimate space survival. Massive, multiplayer, and programmable on a single shard. Again, this is not a game. We call it a civilization engine, where societies rise and will inevitably fall under the free reign of decentralization regime, where they're limited only by the immutable digital physics as opposed to artificially pre-existing designs. So no more empires, no masters, no rules. Because to quote Frank Herbert, history is a constant race between invention and catastrophe. And we are here to provide a lot of the latter. And let's see if anyone has enough of the former. Now, please join me in welcoming CCP Jötunn.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please, CCP Maximum Cats, my God. I know he seems really unassuming, but he's kind of like a hermit on a mountaintop. You just go up there every 7 months, get some sage wisdom, and then he goes back into his cave. It's magnificent. Thank you so much. Yep, this is me again. Hello. You probably wonder how I got here. You've heard a lot today. I mean, I think we can all agree with that. You've heard a lot. So what have we learned? My slides are a little bit different. I hope you can forgive me. Let's talk about what the fuck is Frontier actually. Okay, so the Frontier is limitless potential, right? You are bounded by little more than the tools you can put your hands on and your own imagination. What you choose to do with them is up to you. Form a tribe, build an empire, collapse into ruin. You can search for secrets, uncover mysteries, or fade out into the dark. Seek wealth, seek power, seek authority. Find a place for you and yours in a quiet corner of the galaxy and enjoy the great game of creation spread out around you. The Frontier is also unspeakable danger. The horrors of the old world have not gone away, and they are not asleep. The same forces that drove the forerunners of this galaxy to annihilation lie in wait for you to follow in their footsteps. Beyond those old horrors are new ones. Other writers whose idea of a peaceful universe might not be the same as yours, and who will not hesitate to consign you to oblivion to see their objectives met. What the fuck is Frontier actually? Well, I tell you what, it's also a clean slate. The frontier is clean. The galaxy is vast and full of peril, but the authorities of yesterday have faded away. What stands in front of you now is a choice to build society anew, to reject it entirely, or to do something altogether different. The frontier is also searching for treasure in the dark. With our new mechanics, it's hiding behind the ancient monolith to avoid being detected by an enemy rider. It's raking gunfire across a line of battle against an enemy caught unaware and too close to each other. It's building a metropolis from a single printer and a dream. It's all of this and more. The frontier is also a mystery to unveil. There are secrets here, old secrets of time gone by and lives long lost. Secrets of ancient and grand civilizations and the worlds they built. Secrets of empires and ruin, secrets of people who just wanted to leave something behind. Something that would outlive them, something that might go on, something that would carry their name long after the last person who ever spoke it passed into nothingness. The frontier is a story of a sleeping writer, awakening into a world very different from the one they remember. Venturing out from the only warmth they have ever known in 10,000 years to brave the endless cold of space and, against all odds, rekindle the spark of humanity. Are they a soldier, a traitor, a builder, a dreamer? Whoever they are you. The frontier is your story to tell. So, nice, what's next? Awesome. So first things first, come check out our latest build of Frontier in the Frontier room and play it for yourself. It's actually right over here. If you want to come check that out, you should. People are very friendly. The machines hopefully are up and running. I haven't checked. I'm supposed to be running that room, but I'm over here instead. So, hey, yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. We also are doing a dev Q&A later on today at 2 o'clock. This is being run by our own CCP Overload. And you can, I say heckle CCP Kalir about monetary policy, but his thing was yesterday. So I guess instead you can heckle CCP Maximum Cats about literally anything. And also join Founder Access. If any of this has interested you, and I hope it has, we put a lot of work into it. If any of this has interested you, come join our Discord, discord.gg/efrontier. And become a founder. Even if you don't want to become a founder, just hang out in the Discord. There's so much good discourse happening there. So many people are very cool. We've still got an NDA, though it is a little bit more limited than it has been recently. All you gotta do is sign it. You can get in, talk lore, talk, in-game politics. Just talk shit if you want to. That's fine too. That's what I get paid to do that every single day. It's honestly a pretty great job, if I'm not kidding. And being in a Founder Access program gets you all kinds of cool stuff, including, of course, and say it with me, pictures of my cat. Yes. Yes. Hell yeah. Okay. Right now we're in cycle 3. The cycle program is a way for us to do universal wipes every couple months so that we can test and try new things. We're going to be doing another one here before too long, and every time we need to test something new, we wipe the universe, and we let our players rebuild from nothing. It's been a huge success so far. Our players are so creative. We see things, and I'm not kidding, I said this yesterday during a press interview. We've seen things that our players have built in the span of about a week and a half that rival anything that Maximum Cats can put in a slide deck as concept art. It's actually nuts. Like, I'm not kidding you. These people are crazy. And I hope that you guys are interested and want to be part of this as well. We have a ton of cool stuff coming here in the next couple of weeks and or months. I think I'm getting too close to the monitors. We got a ton of cool stuff coming. I hope you guys will be interested in watching it. We do cool streams. You can check us out at CCP TV or at twitch.tv/CCP. It's a mouthful. We do streams from every so often. You're going to see this face a lot. I'm so sorry. I can't do anything about it. Just made that way. And we're going to do a lot of cool stuff later, too. So please join our Founder Access program, become part of the Frontier, and until next time, my friends, we'll see you on the Frontier. Thank you.